Anarchy. The Broken Anarchy. The Broken Anarchy. The Broken Anarchy.
What's good, stream? I hope you're well. It's your boy Zompslays, and welcome to Music Mondays, episode 54. We got a good ass show for you today. Lots of reviews, lots of everything. Couple updates. I had a few things to talk about tonight, but I don't even think we're gonna get to them. We just need to get into these reviews because there are definitely a lot of good ones and a lot of really rare shit in there. But let's go over a few things first. Like I said, I hope you're well. And welcome to episode 54. Episode 53 is out on the official Music Mondays YouTube channel, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, if you haven't seen episode 53, make sure you go check it out. YouTube.com/musicmondays or just Music Mondays on YouTube. And you're going to 100% find it. But decent show for you this week. Lots of reviews. Music Mondays official YouTube channel is up and running. We launched on Friday, which is excellent. I've been talking about that for like a decent amount of time. I've been talking about that for like more than like a month, probably since like December or so. I just didn't really know when to pull the trigger on it. Mostly because it was something that's like I didn't know when to give it its own space. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty important for me to launch the Music Mondays YouTube channel at an appropriate time, and now's that appropriate time. So we're gonna be looking for all types of exclusive audio, exclusive singles, exclusive visuals, anything that someone wants hosted on the channel, projects, all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna be giving a pretty big space to a bunch of creatives, and we're gonna be hosting a lot of shit on the channel. So just be on the lookout for that. And if you're interested in submitting exclusive music for the Music Mondays YouTube channel, stuff that you're not dropping anywhere else, and you'd like the channel to host and promote, um, definitely send us an email or get in contact, because we're gonna be looking to host songs very soon, very soon. But with that said, the channel's live and the Music Mondays YouTube is officially up and running. So definitely go give that a subscription. You can go to our link tree, or you can go to any of our socials and you can find a link to the channel, which is great. But like I said, I had a few different kind of subjects that I wanted to discuss. More so business stuff, underground etiquette, um, just just a couple things that we can talk about at at later dates, and episodes where we have less submissions, because I do want to give artists the most space possible without having the show drag on way too long. You know what I mean? So that's something that's super important. And this week we just won't even stick around with that. I have plenty of episodes where I've ranted completely and had a lot of subjects, so it'll be good to keep on reviews and make sure that we get those done 100% without having the show go on more than like 2 hours, like I said. Because you know, you do want it to be a digestible podcast. You know, like you don't really want the show to be too long, right? So that's the goal here. But excuse me, you guys know the drill. Let's take a look at the submission tweet, and let's take a look at everything else here. So, per usual, you guys know the drill. And if you don't, and if you've never been here before, these are what the submission tweets look like. Every week, namely Tuesday, we drop submissions for every week's podcast. So basically, tomorrow, submissions will go live for the podcast on the 7th of February. So basically, obviously a week from today, but every Tuesday submissions go live for the show, and of course, per usual, Music Mondays, SoundCloud Sundays, submissions go live the following Wednesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, submissions open for our SoundCloud playlist and podcast. So if those are things you're interested in, definitely make sure you follow us on socials, and make sure you're keeping updated with everything involving Music Mondays. But oh, and I forgot to mention, Music Mondays SoundCloud Sunday Volume 15 is out right now. So if you don't follow us on SoundCloud, make sure you go do that. Go check out the best playlist on SoundCloud in 2022, because nobody's getting a better playlist than Music Mondays, that's for sure. Super solid playlist, super solid artists every week, and SoundCloud Sunday has just been doing really well, so make sure you go show that some love too, 100%. But back to the tweets. This is pretty much what they look like every week, if you're looking to get on the podcast, that is. So every week it says artists and creatives submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 1/31/22, which is today, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links or portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So basically, as you guys know here on the podcast, we don't just review music, we review everything from digital art um, to NFTs, fashion, clothing, digital creations. If you think it belongs on the show and you're an independent creator, definitely come submit it. And we've literally reviewed all spectrums of art, so don't feel any type of way. Definitely come submit, and we're gonna get you on the show. Young Lord, thank you for the follow, homie. Welcome to streaming family. But yeah, that's the deal with submission tweets. And tomorrow, these open again, and you'll be able to submit your work for next week's show, which is episode 55. But I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's like 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 12 or 11 submissions. So definitely a decent amount. Definitely want to get right into these. So we are going to pause our copyright free lo-fi, and we're going to pop open our good friend Bloodcat. Lately Bloodcat has been absolutely smashing everything. One of the hardest workers I've ever encountered in Music Mondays, bar none. Extremely fucking talented, and 100% you just unique, so far outside of the box that not a lot of artists that I've seen lately have compared to this level. Just in terms of uniqueness alone. I think Bloodcat has a lot of potential to just carve out their own space pretty easily, whereas other people follow like a line and they're trying to be something, that they have in their head, where somebody like Bloodcat is like, all right, fuck it, like I'm being so myself that nobody can compare, and I think that's like the way to go. You know what I mean? Bloodcat goated for real. Oh god. Rate the top 3 songs of this episode. That or rate submissions playlist songs for the week. Possibly, I'd have to work something like that into the show, but lately, like, we've just been getting so many submissions that these shows are running on like 2 hours. So I want to make them digestible. You know what I'm saying? I was sort of talking about that a little bit at the beginning of the show, where I want to focus on submissions heavily because I don't want the show to drag on too long, right? Like, you want the show to be like a decent length, but you don't want it to be like um to the point where people are like seeing like a 3-hour podcast and they're like, holy fucking shit, bro. Like I'm not fucking watching that. So I kind of got to work it in a way where our schedule sort of works the show that people actually want to sit down and listen. You know what I mean? But depending on how um long's like I guess how long the show goes, we could do some shit like top 3 submissions for the show, or um top 3 submissions for the month. I actually had an idea for end of the year Music Mondays awards, cuz like last year was like our first like full year, right? So we didn't really have a chance to like look back on the year because we were just doing a lot of growing. But doing like yearly awards, or like sort of like a freshman list, is definitely something that I've played around with. So there's definitely a lot of shit in the works. So don't fret. That's definitely a big potential, without a doubt. So I like those suggestions 100%. And it's funny, like I think like a couple weeks ago I was talking about like adding like other segments into the show, so those will definitely be considered, like without a doubt. 100%. So yeah, couple ideas floating around. Couple ideas. But you guys know the drill. We're usually break down beats, tracks, art by three categories. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of the track. So, Bloodcat, popular artist here on Music Mondays, one of my personal favorites, extremely talented. They submitted I Think She Likes Me, featuring Pretty, Prada L's beats. Let's get into it. Wow. Okay. Lot of like really good impressions here, right? Like, and one thing I did notice 3 days ago, 6,000 plays, 219 favorites, 383 reposts. Like, the thing I notice about Bloodcat is like they get a lot of fucking love. This bangs, yeah, absolutely. I seen him on the podcast playlist. Never listened. Bloodcat's definitely like a rare fucking find, and this is another one of those tracks where um man, like it doesn't play off of Bloodcat's like uniqueness. Like this is more so like of the standard sound of 2022, right? But the thing is it also expands on Bloodcat's like versatility, like as an artist, because if you know a Bloodcats on their music, you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So like this motherfucker Bloodcat can do like a lot of shit, bro. Like if you've heard our other reviews, this is totally not the norm. Like shit like this sounds modern and regular, but this is not the norm for Bloodcat, so it's kind of like a switcheroo, and it's fucking dope. But um we'll get right into it. The instrumental, man, definitely an A1 pick. I like how crisp it sounds, very solid. No gripes with clashing or anything like that. Vocals sit well. Not too overbearing. I wouldn't say like your typical trap modern beat, but more so just the standard. Definitely bangs. So shout out Al's Beats for sure. Did a really, really wonderful job on this. I like the choice because it's not doing too much, right? It's not like it's not trying to be something it's not, and I feel like this beat is perfect for what they were going for, 100%. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention about that. Overall solid though. I fuck with the beat choice heavily, 100%. Vocals are really interesting. I think Pretty and Bloodcat did a really good job sounding cohesive together. I think they sound similar, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they sound cohesive, almost like a unit, almost on some duo shit. I really feel like this is like one of those like peak sort of like you see like your two favorite artists come together and this is what it sounds like on a track. I feel like this is one of those like peanut butter and jelly kind of feelings. You know what I mean? I really, really do feel like it's like that. So I definitely fuck with like the duo vibe they had going on here, 100%. Um, as far as sounds go, huge fan on the mix. Everything was really leveled here. Um, no matter what you do on a track, right? Could be some super heavy shit, could be some trap shit, could be some hip hop shit, could be some alternative shit. Doesn't matter what you're doing. As long as everything leveled and it fucking bangs, bro, like you're good to go. And this is a case like that where you could put this on to anybody. Like I feel like you could show this to normies, right? Like normies who like aren't, typically involved in the underground scene. Just regular supporters and listeners that don't make music. I feel like you could show this to them and they would absolutely be floored. But this is just some more Chris Bloodcat, like, and this isn't even the most unique, but it's really well done. Like, I think Bloodcat can do anything, but I feel like the Bloodcat standard is always like top tier, and that's one thing I'm a huge fan of. But vocals A1. Same thing with Pretty, vocals A1. Really like the mix on all this. Um, I would assume a Bloodcat did some mixing. I don't know if Pretty did some mixing, but either way, engineering's A1. Um, lyrics are relatively simple, but they don't need to be anything crazy. I think She Likes Me. It's more so like on it's like trap teetering on the pop line, sort of got the whole modern trap thing going on. It's good. It's solid. I fuck with it a lot. Um, but lyrics are relatively simple, in a good way. Um, yeah, man, no gripes at all. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. We got a little more Bloodcat coming up later too. I am ready. Do we got Lord Heretic? Facts, Lord Heretic. Facts, 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 facts. So beat, lyrics, all solid. Overall theme of the song, I feel like they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, right? Like they picked a fucking slamming beat. They were like, "All right, you write some shit. I'll write the hook. You write the verse. Da 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 da." It seems like it's like sort of like a trade off kind of collab where somebody wrote the hook and they just kind of went back and forth on verses. Um, but overall, man, if you look at these numbers, they don't lie here. Pretty accurate, pretty comfortable amount of numbers right here, and for 3 days, that's pretty good. I'd say that's well deserved and pretty accurate, 100%. And I'm a huge fan of the cover too. Like, look at this cover. Like, definitely bonus points for the cover. Like, look at the Bloodcat. Like, you even got the trademark Bloodcat mask, bro. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, come on. So, A1 shit, man. Shout out whoever did that cover as well. And of course, you guys know the drill. I'm a huge fan of the whole making sure everybody can find everything. Streaming everywhere. Got the DistroKid link, official website, follow Bloodcat. Like, dude, that's fire, man. Excellent. This is soft and hard. It right, exactly. Like soft and hard at the same time, right? Sort of like teetering on that pop line, you know? I like that. I like that a lot. Excellent. Shout out Bloodcat. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. And of course, you guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. I'm gonna be subbing on SoundCloud and all that after yeah, of course, 100%. And the great thing about a lot of these artists that are featured here on Music Mondays, they like to support other artists as well. They're not shisty. The ones that I do find that are really talented also like to fuck with the scene a lot. So it's really good, really, really solid. And of course, up next, another personal favorite of mine, we got Lord Heretic. Um, drops 28th. They linked a SoundCloud track, which of course you guys know I'm a fucking sucker for. And you know, like I've been a huge fan of all these SoundCloud submissions lately. It just shows the work ethic, right? And you guys know the drill. I talk about this a lot. I don't have to really harp on it too much this week, but the free music is the best music, and you don't always have to put out free music. Just make sure you're putting out on SoundCloud and YouTube and all that shit first, and then give people a little taste, you know, throw it on stores, and you're good to go. So, huge fan of all the SoundCloud links lately. 100%. Track title is absolutely fire. This used to be a Marshalls featuring Oni Inc. Proud Aesthetic Gloom. Cover definitely gives the vibe that I feel like it's gonna be. Lord Heretic is definitely one of the better alternative trap artists I've come across, if not the best so far, without a doubt. I don't know how I've never just came across Lord Heretic or came across somebody else who does this type of sound well enough to the point where it's like, okay, like you're definitely onto something here. So it's pretty rare to find alternative trap artists like that, or even just alternative artists like that in general. So definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, Lord Heretic. This used to be Marshalls featuring Oni Inc. Proud Aesthetic Gloom. Let's get into it. As you can tell, the waveform's fucking crazy, so this is definitely gonna be some hard shit. I'm just excited. Let's get right the fuck into it. Hey. Fuck. Okay, so there's a lot of thoughts here I got for this. This is like, see, like, it. I've just been so taken back by the fact that like somebody can actually do this sound this well. I've heard a couple people try to teeter on this sound and it doesn't really work for them, but it definitely works for Lord Heretic here. Like 100%. I definitely feel the way that Brian does. Jesus Christ, oh my god. Like 100%. I'm with you. Definitely with Brian here. Um, but before we get into the specifics here, like one thing about Lord Heretic is they have the shorter tracks, but they're so well constructed, and the way that they're laid out is just perfect for 2 minutes, minute 50, minute 40. Like it hits the mark. Like it hits the mark of like, okay, like this feels like a fully fleshed out track, even though it still is only 2 minutes. Like, and like I feel like the 2 minute bangers are really good if they're done right. You know what I mean? Like really fucking good if they're done right. So that's the thing with this. Like if you're gonna do these shorter kind of tracks and just make a fucking one and done and just bang it out, like it's gotta be good. And this definitely hits the mark for me personally. I'm not gonna lie. But you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. Beats, vocals, overall theme of the track. Let's talk about the beat. Beat choices fucking perfect. Aesthetic Gloom is a fire ass producer. The melody alone gives the perfect dark vibe that I think Heretic fits really well with. Regardless of whoever is on the track with them, I feel like Aesthetic Gloom has this perfect sound that only certain producers do, right? Like I feel like certain producers have this like niche and do one sound like really fucking well. Like I'm a producer and like I can make all types of shit, pop shit, trap shit, alternative shit, but I'm best at alternative shit. And that's the thing, right? Like there are certain producers who just do one sound really well, but that's not the only sound that they can do. But that one sound that they do well is fucking heat. And I think this is one of those cases for sure. So solid beat choice. Aesthetic Gloom is extremely talented, 100%. No mixing gripes either. I kind of do like the slight peaking on here. Um, it's not like they always say, bro. Like if you if you ain't redlining, you ain't headlining, and that's one of these cases for these genres where like I think the louder the better. But as long as it's like not clashing, like you're good. And I think this is like a perfect case of like where this beat just fucking bangs at like the right amount, 100%. Um, so yeah, solid beat choice. Excellent job there. Shout out to Aesthetic Gloom for sure. Vocals. Heretic sounds insane on this. Oni does a really good job as well. Like my thing is like as long as like you're doing a really good job engineering tracks like this, you should be good to go. Um, cause like you could say that it's like like all you're doing is like loud vocals, screaming vocals, this vocals, that vocals, but like at the end of the day, like it's still gotta sound good. You know what I mean? Like it's still gotta be mixed down and sound well no matter what you're doing. Like even take like the heaviest of death metals and shit like that. Like that shit still gotta get mixed down too. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker, like that's still gotta get mixed. And I think that's the thing here is like as long as this is mixed well, I think you can really excel in a genre like this if this is what you enjoy making. And Lord Heretic is definitely no exception to that. I think whoever does the engineering here in this camp and in this crew does a really good job. Um I think that is one of the better parts of Lord Heretic's sound is how solid it is. You really don't see a lot of people who can do this alternative, heavier trap style and have a solid mix like this. You're looking at your Zillakamis, your Ghostmains, your Sosmulas, the people who really excelled doing the heavier genres mixed with hip hop influences. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like this is one of those cases where somebody finally is doing it again, where they can sort of carve out their own space and sort of make it sound really good, but it's not like unenjoyable to listen to. Like if you like that kind of like heavier sound, I feel like you're gonna like this. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's some heavier shit where it's just like, this is fucking whack. You know what I mean? And this is definitely not one of those cases at all. So, vocals and everything on here is really solid. Lyrics are solid as well. There's a lot of substance here. It's a very um mosh pit kind of this is like one of those songs like you play in your car and you just fucking like you either play it really really loud or you just skip it straight up and you get in the whip and you just fucking bang this track straight up 100%. Um so I think it's really solid for a lot of reasons that people don't understand, and at face value, I think it's fire without a doubt. You could show this to somebody that is into heavier kind of shit and they would definitely dig it 100%. So big fan on the vocals. Vocals are a big part of this, and I think Heretic definitely hits the nail on the head for sure. Overall theme. This used to be a Marshalls. Like, what the fuck else do you want? No, I'm just kidding. Um, it's definitely like not needed to have like an overall super like storytelling theme here. This is really not what this track is supposed to be, and I don't think tracks like this really ever need to be. Sometimes there are like underlying meanings and shit like that, but definitely just one of those banger tracks that you write to like a really really hard beat. A lot of Heretic's music is very like outwardly expressive, right? So like if you were to be going through a bunch of shit in life and da da da, you were mad all the time, or you just want to make some really hard shit, this is what it would sound like, 100%. So I'm a huge fan at Lord Heretic's ability to make songs have a meaning, but not really make it like the center of the song. I think how this sounds is a really bigger deal than the overall meaning behind it. And I think that's what's really cool about music is there's no rules to that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's no fucking standard. So I think that's fire. Either way, shout out Lord Heretic. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Huge fan of your sound. Keep doing your thing. Don't listen to nobody. Don't let them tell you shit. Do whatever you want to do. And bonus points for the cover as well. This is actually insane. And I think a lot of these harder tracks need covers like this. Simple but grimy. So huge fan. 100%. And of course, you guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be featured in the description of the Music Mondays re-upload. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shout out Mark, 6, 7, 8, 9 submissions left. Not too shabby, chat. Not too shabby. Got a really good homie of ours, really great supporter. Black Cash submitted a track, Make It Feel It. Shout out Boss Life Music. Shout out his whole camp. This dropped actually December 22nd, 2021. Black Cash is one of those straight up really talented hip hop artists in a modern era that is just trying to make a way with their sound, and I'm a huge fan of how honest Black Cash is, but at the same time makes tracks that aren't outdated. Like I feel like Black Cash can make hip hop in a modern era that's really solid. So, Make It Feel It, Black Cash. Let's get into it. Oh, this is fire. What the fuck?
I ain't worried about the world. I'm just trying to eat without compromising who I am. Lying on the beat. Most of these rappers out here possessed by the drums. Only time they feel protected is possessing a gun. Goofy niggas on the net. Yeah, they think that shit fun till I cut their fingers off and press like with their thumb. Everybody got something to say. Well, who's listening? My mind on getting this money with less expensive. All I gotta do is knock down this wall, become relentless, keep my focus and my niggas beside me, remain defensive, and we can have a crown of our own, draped in riches. Money piling up, chandeliers to the ceiling, bad bitches on the payroll that move when I say so. Calling all my soldiers to the front, cause we don't lay low. Carolina hustler, dedicated to my grind. I'm motivated to get it, want all my people to shine. The world is yours, and everything in it. Dedicate your grind, your hustle, and go and get it. Fix yourself a plate with everything that come with it. Ball hard to your score and make these hating niggas feel it. The world is yours, and everything in it. Dedicate your grind, your hustle, and go and get it. Fix yourself
Bro,
a
this
plate with
beat.
everything that come with it. Ball hard to your score and make these hating niggas feel it. Hold up. Snap back to reality. I'm trying to break the cycle, be the man that I'd rather be. Maybe this is who I am in the end. Well, Father, forgive me for all my sins. I ain't searching for damnation or seeking to sell my soul. Just wanna see my baby pushing the bins before I'm gone. And all my family locked down, I wanna see them all free. I'm a completely different breed than what you see on TV. And if I got it, then I earned it. If I don't, I ain't stressing, cause I know it could be worse, so I thank God for my blessings. But if push come to shove and shit needs to get done, I say a prayer, freeze my heart, and hit the block with my gun. The world is yours, and everything in it. Dedicate your grind, your hustle, and go and get it. Fix yourself a plate with everything that come with it. Ball hard to your score and make these hating niggas feel it. The world is yours, and everything in it. Dedicate your grind, your hustle, and go and get it. Fix yourself a plate with everything that come with it. Ball hard to your score and make these hating niggas feel it.
Bro, I'm huge on this beat. This beat is nuts.
Feel it. Go and make these hating niggas feel it. Scared niggas don't make no money. Money, money, money. The world is yours, is yours, is yours. Make these hating niggas feel it. The world is yours, and everything in it. Dedicate your grind, your hustle, and go and get it. Fix yourself a plate with everything that come with it. All hard to your score and make these hating niggas feel it.
Yo, I am huge on this fucking beat, bro. Alright, see, this is why we can't be doing that top 3 shit, boys. Because we keep just getting bangers after bro, I want to give all you guys top 3. Fuck. Alright, listen to me real quick, though. Listen to me. Right? This fucking beat, I don't know what it was, hit me right in the fucking soul as soon as it came on. I'm pretty big on samples like this, and if you can do it right, especially just raw hip hop like this, wow. Wow. The beat choice on this fucking makes this song A1 to me alone, man. Alone, the beat choice is just excellent. Shout out Black Cash for this beat choice, man. Wow. Okay, you guys know the drill. We're gonna break this down by beat, vocals, and overall theme. We've got a really good theme here as well. But let's talk about this beat, man. This beat hit me right in the fucking dome, the heart, you name it. It hit me right in the feels. I was like, holy shit. As soon as that sample kicked on, and it was kind of like chopped and reversed, man, I don't know who the fuck produced this, but shout out to them. This is probably one of the best beats I've heard in a minute. Like just talking strictly instrumentals. That includes all instrumentals submitted by producers and shit. This beat does it for me. I don't know why, but it definitely hit me right in the feels today for sure. So I'm big on this beat. I think the visual and everything really fits really well, but it's just got that like, fuck, I don't even know like how to describe that sort of like, sometimes you just hear a sample, man, and you're like, that's the one. And that's the feeling I'm getting, is like, that's the one. If I heard this beat in the studio, or if I got this in a beat pack, or if I was buying this beat, I'd be like, yeah, 100%. But it's got that like, ethereal kind of dreamlike sound, but it's still so hard because it's got this bass, and I feel like you could only get it if you're listening on monitor or headphones, where it's just fucking it like vibrates your soul, brother. I'm a huge fan of this beat choice, huge fan. So beats 10 out of 10 from me, 100%, no gripes whatsoever. Vocals. Vocals are really solid as well. Track starts off slightly slow, but that's not a big deal because it picks up throughout the way. I feel like the beat is so enjoyable that like Black Cash could have spit almost anything on this and it would have been really fire, but it only adds to the fact that they absolutely spit with a fucking story right here. So, the vocals overall done really well. I like the layout. I like the structure. Got your normal hook verse hook structure. Solid, 100%, exactly how this beat should be. But the beat is laid out in a way where you got a little intro. There's a lot of breathing room here. There's a lot of breathing room. I like the fact that Black Cash just let the beat breathe a little bit, and not because I like the beat, just because I feel like it was needed for this kind of track. So definitely big ups on letting the beat breathe a little bit. I fuck with that. But overall, though, vocals are extremely well done. Solid mix. I like a lot of the flows and cadences. There's a lot of bars in here that are very touching, and we'll get into that a little bit into the theme. But like I said, overall, vocals are solid. Really good mix. Flows and cadence, pretty spot on. I definitely fuck with it a lot. So vocals well done. The theme though is definitely like Black Cash has a lot of like I feel like Black Cash is an artist where it's proof of like people using music to have a positive influence and like have a positive influence in like their own life, right? Like if they're going through some shit and they write a track and they're able to make some shit like this, I feel like it's very therapeutic. It's good for the mental. It's a healthy way to vent. And this is definitely one of those tracks where make him feel it is exactly what you're doing. You're making him feel it. Like this is definitely a real track. Black Cash sat down and just spat a bunch of real shit. I think this track wouldn't have worked for me if the beat wasn't as solid as it was. So the beat in Black Cash spitting what they spit was the perfect storm for this track. 100%. And I feel like walking in the rain and the rain visuals and the thunder and lightning, like I really feel like this is like a perfect sort of backdrop for the kind of vibe that they were going for. So overall, an emotional, hard-hitting track, without a doubt. Definitely some real shit on here. Yeah, man, I'm just a huge fan of this one. Huge fucking fan of this one. And definitely not old either. December 22nd of last year, so literally barely a month old. Make him feel it, man. Black Cash, thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Huge fan of that. Huge fan of that beat. And of course, you guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Fuck with Black Cash, man. I fuck with Black Cash for sure. Now, we can take a little detour here, and we can talk about the homie Offspring Mysterious. Offspring Mysterious is one unique creator that I've came across that is a really talented jack of all trades that does a little bit of everything. And I'm a big fan of people's sort of hustle like that. I think Offspring Mysterious is like a huge fucking like example of like if you want to apply yourself, you can apply yourself. You know what I mean? Like Offspring Mysterious has submitted video projects combined with his own instrumental tapes, and instrumental projects, and they've submitted their art multiple times. Like Offspring is like one of those creators that you should strive to be like no matter what you do. Like if you're a fucking YouTuber, if you're a producer, if you're this, if you're that, like do everything. You know what I mean? Like do all of it. Like I think Offspring is the example of no stone left unturned. You know what I mean? Just doing a little bit of everything. And I really fuck with that. Like, I'm a big fan of that, and I wish artists would do that more because I think it's, like, really important to, like, just a side note really quick, because, like, I just think a lot of creators, like, stick to one thing so much. Like, especially producers. Like, producers are just producers. You know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers never want to do anything else. You know? Like, anything else. And, like, that's the thing, is just like, dude, like, this is a brand for Offspring now. Like, now, like, you can go check out their art. You can go check out their projects. You can go, like, dude, like, the video content we fucking watched last week? Are you serious? Like, that was some of the most, like, unique, out there shit that, like, some people don't even fucking have the balls to do. So, A+ for me. 100%. Record on the wood. Should I upload it real quick? It's up to you, Rubes. But yeah, really, really big on the work ethic here, 100%. But they linked a recent piece, which I'm a huge fan of Offspring Mysterious's art, so we'll go check out their website. And I love the quote here. Some of your bonds could also be from the opposite team. Wink, wink. But huge fan of the layout too. Like just shit like this, dude. It's just like, brother, like people don't even do shit like this. Like this just shows so much fucking effort, bro, and like trying, right? So this is a massive page, but I think the number one thing that we can get from this is fucking effort. Beats mode. I fuck with this quote a lot. Took me a full month. Yeah, like for like okay, because I designed the Music Mondays website myself, right? And for people who aren't experienced with web development like myself, like that took a minute to learn. Like, so I know, you know what I mean? Like, the reason why I stress that so much, chat, is because I know, you know what I mean? I was one of those motherfuckers that was like, okay, like if I don't know how to do it, I'll learn it. Same thing with making instrumentals, same thing with mixing, same thing with promotion and managing and growing socials, and all that shit is self-taught. Like I never went to school for any of this, and it took years for me to just like, fuck it, I'll learn it. You know what I mean? So I relate to that a lot. Like I relate to that heavily. Like it's definitely like I'm just a huge fan of it because it's this kind of shit that goes far, you know? Like it really does. And like just such a like great style, you know? Much like Bloodcat, where like it's just like it's so unique. There's no way you couldn't succeed. There's just no fucking way. But huge fan of this homepage. Huge fan of this homepage. But we can actually examine this piece. Opposite bonds. Some of your bonds could also be from the opposite team. So the thing that gets me about Offspring's style here is it's not something that you see too often anymore. Like I feel like you really have to dig kind of like deep into like the Tumblr style of things, or like you have to dig deep to like 2011 to like see this kind of shit. Like I feel like Offspring is like fucking some creator from like a different generation that has this like aesthetic and style that's so like out of this world. like, because when you do shit like this, it's gotta have like a modern twist to it, and I think Offspring definitely hits that mark for sure for me. Like when I look at pieces like this, I get a feeling of nostalgia, but it's also modernized, right? Like because you know it's made recently, it has that fresh feeling to it, but it also gives me that nostalgic feeling. And like if you guys know me, I'm huge on nostalgia, so big on this 100%. And I like Offspring's use of things that they like in their art. Things like animes, all sorts of designs, and just things that they like, and mashing them all together. I'm a huge fan of like melting pots. You know what I mean? Like if you're like a melting pot creator, you definitely have my thumbs up. And I feel like this is one of those cases where you just mix a bunch of shit that you love. And this is definitely one of those cases for me where I look at this and I'm like, this is fire. This is 100% fire for deeper reasons than the aesthetic itself. But opposite bonds, as you could tell, you could just look at it at face value, and you could get a lot from pieces like this. And I think people need to appreciate art a little bit more, especially people that make art for the sake of art, because there aren't too many out there that aren't looking to make a quick dime and shit like that. So I feel like you should always appreciate your artists and the people that work on your covers and take your photographs and all that stuff. Because I have a wonderful set of photos and shoots, and I've just done shit over the years and collabed with so many different creators that I feel like deserve a lot of respect, and artists are definitely one of them, especially being digital artists. So, huge fan of the work ethic, man. Huge fucking fan. Really like this piece, and I'm really, really happy that you always work on different sides of art, you know? Definitely fire. Definitely fire. 100%. You guys know the drill. All this will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you go check out Offspring. One of the most unique creators that I've come across this year, bar none. Works just like something fierce, man. Like motherfuckers just don't work like this, and I think you should go check them out if this is something you're interested in. Big on the aesthetic, big on the work ethic, and big on all the content for sure. The variety is something that is super rare, just super fucking rare. So, with that said, shout out Offspring Mysterious. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much fucking love. Per usual, every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you go show Offspring some love, man. Appreciate the love, family. Always. Thank you for the submission. That was excellent. Fucking excellent. Make sure you go show some love to his website. Up next, first time submitting artists. I believe we got a DM this morning by an artist of the name of Rost. They asked where they could submit for the show, and here they are. So, first time submitting artist submitted 2 tracks, but you guys know the drill. 1 track per artist, as always. But in case you didn't know, we usually just pick one of the many submissions that you submit. There is no limit on that, by the way. It's not like, you know, it's 1 item per customer kind of vibe. It's not like that. And if you do link projects, we'll always judge your project off the first track, just for the respective other artists who are submitting. But yeah, man, first time submitting artist, Rost, Technostar. And of course, huge fan on the SoundCloud links, which is kind of rare, considering this is the first time submitting artist, right? Like, there aren't a lot of first time submitting artists that just submit SoundCloud tracks. So, big on this. 2 months ago, so relatively kind of new. It's a simple cover, but does the job. Rost, Technostar. 7 minutes and 19 seconds. We'll see how this goes. First time submitting ours, by the way. I like the structure here. Dude, that fade out is crazy. Um, okay, so I like when we get instrumental submissions. That's why I chose this one out of the two tracks that they did submit. Because being a producer myself, I just like giving my thoughts, analyzing other producers' work and shit like that. But um one thing I will say about this track though, depending on what it's used for or anything like that, I do feel like it is a bit long for a single listen, right? But like feel like you could like you could use this for shit that's not like listening purposes, right? So, for example, it's great working music, instrumental music, like you put on to like study and shit like that and stay focused. Um, so it's definitely useful for that. And once again, and these are just my thoughts. This isn't really like like the fucking standard. Like you have to make your songs at a listenable length, or you know what I mean. Like no, it's not like that. But just quick initial thoughts. I would have liked to see it be a bit shorter. But regardless, we're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about the mix, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. Instrumental is solid. I don't think there's a better way to do techno. I think Rubes said it best. Like it's definitely buttery. I think the track is really solid. I think one of the shining parts of this track too is how um is how structured and not basic it is. I feel like this track keeps you moving. It doesn't get stale. There's no really like repetitive sections for too long as to where you're like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? No, like I feel like this beat definitely nails it in terms of keeping shit fresh and always changing up the flow. That's one of the shining parts, 100%. Definitely kept me as a first time listener listening. So, definitely A plus there. Um, it's techno. Like there's a time and place for it sometimes, or if you're a huge fan of it, you could probably listen to it all the time. Um, Definitely not something I would listen to in my off time, but for what it is, it's fire. Like 100% fire. Maybe if I was all like super caffeinated and I was like gaming or something like that, this is totally something I would listen to. You would probably find this on my stream playing at any other time. So, definitely keeps the energy up. I like the energy of this track a lot. Um 2 months ago, I'm not sure how deep Ross has gone with their instrumental work, but big fan of this. Big fan of this. I think they understand structure and not keeping beats kind of repetitive and stale. Um I think overall that's one of the better parts of the track for sure. So as far as the instrumental itself goes, the genre, it does the job. Is it peak techno? I don't know. I would have to see Ross' other work to sort of see their trajectory on where they're going as an artist. But as a first impression, fire, 100%. Like it's very what's the word? It's really well done for techno. Like it's not something that you hear initially and you're like, "Oh, this isn't that good." No, 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 no. Um Instrumental alone is really solid on the mix. Nothing peaking, clashing, anything like that. It's There's something about it that I want to say, but it's not. I can't put my tongue on it. It kind of it's weird. It's weird. I can't find it, but overall, for what it is, solid track. I like the mix. Structure is definitely one of the higher points of the track. I think my only gripe here with a Technostar is the length of the instrumental. But like I said, it depends what you're using it for, right? Because there's a lot of instrumental tracks that are, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, this, that, and the third. It depends on what it's all made for, and, that's what music is for, man. Maybe you felt like making a 7-minute song. So, not that big of a deal, and definitely not a downfall to what the track is. But for a first time submitting artist, great first impression. Ross, thank you. Definitely want to hear more instrumentals from you in the future. Shout out Ross. Make sure you guys go show them some love. Follow him on SoundCloud. Follow him on Twitter. Yeah. And per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Let's get this. I definitely feel like I have to take a piss, and I want to keep these reviews fucking solid, and you guys know how it is when you gotta take a piss. So enjoy some copyright-free lo-fi. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Copyright-free lo-fi, Kappa. Yeah, I'm just gonna go take a piss. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking do this. Oh yeah, and I think Rubes has a submission as well. I can't believe the show used to be like an hour long. Now we're getting actual in-depth reviews. Okay. Now. We got the homie Roots. I believe Roots is a first-time submitting artist, or if not, we haven't heard much from them in a little while, for sure. It's definitely been a minute since we've heard from Roots. But they submitted a track titled No Hook. 2021. We'll open that in a new tab. Three minutes, 56 seconds. No Hook. Roots. Let's get it.
hook. Yeah. Going back in like I never left. If it's in my J, the kelp top shelf. Yes. Remember those days when I had no help. Figured it out all by myself. On my lonely RP Kobe. I was in Cali when the chopper went down. Can't believe that happened, wow. At the plug's house where we pick bags out. Smell proof duffel, still smell loud. Drive right back, make a quick tooth out. If you ain't bout it, better let me know now. If the room ain't crowded, then the party turned down. Bitches on my ear like I love your sound. Devil in my ear, can't hear the doubt. Angel on my shoulders, yeah, I'm in the cloud. All motivation ain't worried about clout. Fiddle safe up, don't need no account. Still got it for the stimulus, focus on the Benjamins. Never need a Ritalin, never need a middleman. Need a low ticket, then get with the program. Eyes like a coke can, never been a hoe, man. Yeah, straight like that. Hold up. What? Why you worry about then, should be worried about now. If you know where I've been, you won't see no drop. Used to hide weed in the couch of the house, no indica, better still sit your ass down. Real talk, man, tryna flood the whole town. Tryna flood my wrist, hope my watch don't drown. Real dope boy coming straight out the south. I'ma make hits till the beat burnt out. Had it on loop for the past 4 hours. I don't even care cause it's still on fire. After this drop, you gon' need to retire. Roots cut the mic, no murder for hire. Call me the professional, on point decibel. Autograph legible, rolling up medical, vegetables, several flavors taste edible. Bag so loud that it turns up the decibels, yeah. This'll never get old, 26 years young, still got an old soul, yeah. Guess I came from the past, no butterfly effect, I time travel, yeah. I'ma do me, I'ma be alright, my vision HD, yeah. 2020, I was going crazy cause COVID-19, yeah. Conspiracy, scare the whole world out to CDC, yeah. No vaccine, I'm too sick, got drip, no sneeze. Roll up green just like some sleeves. Stay getting guac, guacamole, pimento, Asiago, all type of cheese. Bread by the loaf, need my whole week. AM, PM, carpet diem, applying pressure, don't relieve him. Somebody revive him, he ain't breathing. Fucked up world, change is needed, yeah. Guess I'll start by sparking this reefer. Huddle up, take a puff in the hut of the Chiba. If you know, then you know. I don't gotta repeat it. All my real ones know if it ain't Zaza, then keep it. I'm a real artiste, you can take it or leave it. Don't sweat the technique, just watch and believe it. I was really in the streets, skateboarding and chiefing. Like it's legal, we ain't evil, but lethal if needed. I just jumped up off the ramp like I'm evil Knievel. Yeah, what? It's roots. Could make this up even if I tried. Welcome to my life, we don't hide online. We going live, check the weather outside. Then I'm out in the tank trying to flex my tries. Brought the gun, show them wanna read my rights. Amendment 2, bitch, I got rights. Land of the free, cause freedom fights. Trying to right these wrongs through songs I write. Hear her exhaust when I lay the pipe. Must have not known that I am that guy. Now that you know, hop in, take flight. My jet don't lag, I'm right on time. Show up so fly, no sky. I dive into her mind, she love my vibe. Roots too smooth, ain't got no type. Like I'm rare, one of a kind. Hard to find, you must be blind. Attracted to the third eye tribe. Say she wanna reunite. Told her we should realign. This tree will make your chakra shine. After that, I'm in her spine. She want me to grip her tight. Told her I can't spend the night. Money calling, can't decline. No time, no wait, can't stand in line. Time to take a place inside your daily music playlist grind. Yeah, what you mean? Yeah, no hook, no Visine, my eyes red, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? See.
All right. You guys know the drill. Let's break it down. Instrumental, vocals, theme. Something about this track didn't do it for me. And I'm going to be honest with you guys here. This is not a bad track. At all. Whatsoever. I feel like this is a result of not enough cadence and sort of emphasis on the vocals, right? I feel like this is a little lackluster in terms of like effort, like in the booth recording, like I'm not sure if Roots is early in his career or not. But that's definitely one thing that threw me off about this is it was almost there. Like it was almost there. I just feel like it was a lot of like lack of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there could have been a lot more energy in this song. That was just one thing that I had to note, like right off rip. That definitely kind of threw it off a little bit for me. But let's talk about the beat first. Beat choice here is solid. I feel like for a no hook track, this is definitely a solid choice. mixed well, definitely bangs. Not too much clashing or anything like that. Definitely solid beat choice here for sure. Shout out to producer. One thing I will note though is I feel like the effects were fucking overdone. It was kind of funny because like towards the end, all I heard was like the silencer and the fucking money machine, and I was like, dude, like it was like every other bar, it was like pew pew, and then the money machine was going off. So interesting choice of effects for the instrumental, but nonetheless, did the job for the no hook vibe for sure. But I think that's just producer shit, right? I don't think if you weren't a producer, I don't think you'd notice that too much. But definitely interesting choice of effects on the instrumental. But overall, solid choice. I like the instrumental, 100%. Does the modern trap vibe really well. Vocals mixed well. Definitely mixed well. I really fuck with the mix here. Solid fucking mix. Roots has a great voice. I feel like Roots could be a really successful, like, raw hip hop artist, with this path that they're on currently, I think. This is a track, dropped in 2021, so this could be a bit older. I definitely like to hear, more recent tracks from Roots. I feel like that'd be a good indication on the path, but judging just from this alone, definitely has a promising future without a doubt. I feel like if you're doing vocals like this and rapping with these sort of flows and doing vocals like this, I feel like you're definitely on the right path. Again, the one thing that I didn't fuck with is just the lack of energy. And it's not a bad thing, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like recording is a different process for a lot of artists, right? And it also depends on like the kind of track you're wanting to make. So it's all creative integrity shit at the end of the day. Um, as a first time listener, this is just the vibe that I get, and I think first time listener vibes are sort of like a big deal here. Um, and the thing is my opinion's always cut different because I'm not just a random reviewing music. Um, I've been in this space for a very long time and seen a lot of people come and go, seen a lot of artists give up, this, that, and the third. I feel like Roots is one of those artists. If they continue on this path, I feel like they could definitely be successful and be right where they want to be. Um, and this is not saying that their vocals are bad or any of that shit. This is just what you can do in the booth for the next track. This is how to make your next track have a little bit more impact and a little bit more oomph. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more push. And I feel like that's a big deal here. So, with that said, vocals for what they are, great. Flows and cadence, definitely decent. Could use a little bit more energy, but that's about it. Nothing too overly like, oh my god, this is fucking, you know what I mean? Like horrible. No, it's not that vibe at all. That's one thing I will say. But overall, a lot of the bars were pretty solid. I like a lot of the bars here. There's a lot of catchy shit. There's a lot of interesting shit. There's a lot of sort of like question mark kind of shit. Pretty good mashup of interesting lyrics here, 100%. But as far as like the no hook vibe goes and how you would do a no hook track, solid for me for sure. And also, a 4-minute no hook track is definitely not easy, so shout out to Roots for that. 4 minutes with no hook is definitely not easy. It's a lot of writing, it's a lot of like effort. It's a big deal. So vocals aside, it's still impressive to be able to do that. You know what I mean? It's still very impressive, and not a lot of artists can even make it sound decent. So Roots, I definitely think you did a really good job on that. Overall theme, not too much of a standout theme. No hook, usually, of course, you guys know the drill. It's, you know, there's not like a consistent vibe with no hook songs. It's usually a lot of bars mashed together, a lot of freestyle, a lot of off the top of the head kind of shit. Some shit you may have written and always remember. You know what I mean? Like no hooks are are a good mashup of shit. So I think it was pretty well done. But overall, solid track. Roots, I definitely think if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be right where you want to be. 100%. That's definitely my thoughts, without a doubt. So, with that being said, you guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Shout out to everybody who's been submitting, man. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Honestly, this is a real pleasure, for real. So, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 submissions left, ladies and gentlemen. Not too shabby. Let's get into it. So we got Black Cash done, got Roots done, Offspring, and up next is a really special track person, artist. I'm excited for this. This is definitely excited. This is King Mark submitted a unreleased track with Bloodcat. And I'm really excited to hear these two on a track. And you're gonna hear it first here on Music Mondays, man. Pretty much our first exclusive drop, but not really an exclusive drop. This is just more so we're premiering it here on the show. Probably nobody, if anyone on a larger scale has heard this. So unreleased, King Mark, Bloodcat, Racks on Me. Let's check this shit out. Now, as you guys know, huge fan of King Mark. I'd say Heretic, Mark, Bloodcat, a couple other artists. I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan of. I think because it is private, we'll just play it through the tweet right here, I believe. I think we can do that. Oh, fuck yeah, we can do that. Okay, perfect. All right, so King Mark, Bloodcat, Racks on Me. Let's fucking get it. Music Mondays, exclusive premiere, unreleased, fucking banger. Oh shit.
Racks on me, Hello Kitty on my body. Are you down to ride if the shit get fun? Racks on me, Hello Kitty on my body. Are you down to ride if the shit get fun? Racks on me, racks on me, yeah, racks on me, racks on my body. Racks on me, racks on me, racks on me. I got racks on me. I get to turn up when I'm at these parties. Baby doing lines when I'm popping Molly. Fish so fresh, Hello Kitty, Mr. Tommy. Blowing up my bum, cause she wanna come and top me. Baby, will you come and talk to me? Said you down to ride, but you know I don't see that. I tried to check my phone, but you know the screen cracks. All good as stone, and you know I won't text back. Baby, will you come and talk to me? Said, will you come and talk to me? Yeah, I tried to check my phone, but you know the fucking screen cracked.
Yo, what the fuck? That? Holy shit. Alright, I'm honored to fucking premiere that shit, man. That is Wow. That is a collab for the fucking century. Holy shit. Spider-Man dev. Totally random. I'm just super hyped right now. My team is going to the Super Bowl. Just wanted to share some vibes. Keep slaying. Yo, shout out fucking Spider-Man dev. Thank you, Obi. Thank you. Much love. What you just heard was Racks on Me by King Mark with Bloodcat, exclusive Music Mondays premiere. I think gonna be dropping on King Mark's SoundCloud. But let's give some thoughts on that, man. That was fucking insane. You know, I feel like sometimes artists come together and it's so hard to like keep their energy in one sort of like fucking track. Like I need a whole project from these two. Like for sure. Like especially if it's gonna be sounding like that. Excellent fucking track, dude. Two prods on this as well. Prod Sheepy Kid and Y Millie. This is a 4-person collab right here. So you take an instrumental like this and you take two talented artists like Bloodcat and King Mark, you can only get results like this. Like that's it. Period. That's it. Like collabs like this are so exciting because the underground needs fucking shit like this. Like this is just like, we need work like this, bro. We need work like this. The scene needs this shit. Motherfuckers that are just doing their own thing, making absolute fucking bangers. People see this shit and get motivated. Straight up. You either start to hate on it or you get motivated. It motivates the fuck out of me knowing that people are out there collabing like this. Because when I was collabing like this and how I still collab like this, it's like some shit you can't like replace. You know what I mean? Like it's great. It's fucking great. But you guys know the drill. We're going to break it down. Instrumental, vocals, overall theme. Straight to hear the Super Person feature. Super Person's fire. Mark, we're going to need all that over here on Music Mondays. You know the fucking drill. We're going to need all that. All right, instrumental thoughts. Sheepy Kid and Y Millie. Great collaboration here. Usually, you know, it's interesting hearing a lot of people collab on these alternative sort of more pop leaned genres, and I think Sheepy and Y Millie did a really good job here. Big fan of this beat, super well mixed. It's nice that I have to keep saying that everything's well mixed for these beats, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's not. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a thing. Like, you guys have to know that your production, your sound is fucking solid. Like, for a first time listener, for me, those are my true thoughts. Is as long as it's solid and it bangs and nothing's clashing, like, it's good in my book. And a lot of people won't even notice some of the small shit that other producers and artists bug out about in their songs. So I feel like this beat was perfect for Mark and Bloodcat, 100%. Sheepy the Goat, trying to get him. Oh yeah, you guys would sound fire if this sound is anything like Sheepy's normal sound, because of course I'm not familiar, so I think it would be absolutely insane to hear you guys really just start mashing up shit, honestly. I just picture like a fucking, you know how artists like whip their paintbrush on like a blank canvas and shit? Like I just picture that as this song's going, like there's just a bunch of paint splattered everywhere. It definitely gives me that sort of like mashup vibe, and I fuck with it a lot. But overall, instrumental's completely solid. Really fuck with this sound. So excellent beat choice. Shout out Sheepy and Y Millie. I think you guys did a really good job on that. Vocals. You know, some of the pitched up or down vocals can be a hit or miss, and I think they're a really big hit here. Really well done. Like, you got to do those vocals kind of right if you're gonna make, you know, sort of those fast BPM kind of tracks. And I think the pitched up vocals here are a really great addition, especially as to where like the second verse came in and it's sort of like a different tone. Like, that's my big thing with features is like, what are you guys contributing to the track individually, and like, how do you come together on the track together? You know what I mean? So I feel like this is a perfect like 2 + 2 = 4 kind of deal here, where it was together, but it was also separated. I feel like Bloodcat and Mark were able to do their own things on this track, but it comes together like a really good, like, you know, sort of like a shape, you know, just fitting into a whole kind of thing, you know? Just a snug fit, in my opinion. But lyrics and flows, I feel like flows on this are a big deal. Again, with the faster BPM kind of tracks, it's really a hit or miss, and I think this is a fucking hit. You can make these tracks sound absolutely fucking dog shit, or you can get something like this where it's actually cohesive and it's actually like, okay, like you can get with it, you can get behind it, you start bopping your head, you start like, oh, okay. And side note, like, what the fuck would a visual look like for this? That would be crazy. Like on some quarantine visuals where like Marco films fucking like his version and Bloodcat literally go films their version, and it just comes together in one visual. Like, that's the kind of shit I would like to see for a track like this. This is definitely solid, 100%. So, you know, I have a collab like this laying out in front of me, right? And like the only thing I can think of is wanting more. And I don't think I've ever thought that about a track before. Like, a couple times I've found new artists and I was like, dude, I need more of that. But this is definitely one of those cases where, like, I would love to hear the full EP, or, you know, what their whole project could ever sound like if they did a collab tape. Got a Hello Kitty lyric AMV to drop with it, work out a fully animated video, hopefully. Commissioning type stuff. Yup. That kind of shit's good, Mark. And, like, even if you're going to commission it too, like, I would totally try to get it premiered on a channel. Like, I'm sure Bloodcat would be down for that. You know what I mean? So, getting that shit on a channel, premiere it somewhere, get a nice visual. Like, shit, bro. Like, even if you wanted to, like I said, like, film some shit out where you're at, and then he'll film some shit out where he's at, and then y'all just edit it together. You know what I mean? Like, there's too much potential for this. Do not sleep on this. That's no way, man. This is great. So, overall, lyrics and cadence and flows and vibes for a high BPM track, I think they fucking nailed it. It's really important to do this a right way, you know what I mean? And I feel like this is like the sound that I got introduced to, like, from Mark. This is like the initial, like, sort of fast-paced alternative pop sound, and I really fuck with this a lot. I really fuck with this a lot. Sort of like I was saying earlier, how like producers like have like one specific sound but can really like make anything. I feel like Mark, it really excels at this sort of alternative pop style. I'm a big fan of it. So, with that said, lyrics, cadence, flows, everything's great on that end. Great beat choice. Sheepy and Millie killed it. Just made for a really well done collab that's not too overdone. Definitely not too overdone. It's, like I said, like a hit or miss, yes, but it's more so like this shows progression, because when I think back on like Mark's like very first submission, or like even some of Bloodcat's like earlier submissions, like the fact that they're coming this far is really dope. Really fucking dope. So it's been a pleasure to hear this, actually. Really big pleasure. Overall theme here, not too much of an overall theme. Pretty much what the title is, Racks on Me, but I think a lot of the bars and a lot of the lyrics in here really make this track shine. Hello Kitty Switchblade, the whole Hello Kitty visual, like Mark said, like I feel like there's a lot of like defining parts of this track that you could take away and you're like, damn, that was fucking fire. Like, you could definitely hear this one time and totally fucking throw this in your playlist without a doubt. So, with that said, big fan of the theme. Not too like of a deep theme, but it's more so like it's face value type shit, but it's fire face value type shit. So huge fan. Huge fan. Honestly, that was great. That was fucking great. Man, with that said, shout out King fucking Mark. Shout out Bloodcat. Shout out Sheepy. Shout out 1 Millie. Music Mondays premiere. King Mark, when is this dropping, homie? When can the supporters expect to hear this? When can we hear more from you? What's going down? And of course, you guys know the drill. Per usual, every artist featured here on today's show will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Mid next month, I'm thinking. Let's fucking get it. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. King Mark, Bloodcat, mid next month. Be on the lookout for that. Waiting on the cover art to get it finished, and that's it. Really, got you. We'll be on that for sure. We'll be on that, 100%. Solid shit from Mark, man. It's always dope when we get Mark and Bloodcat on the same show, but on the same track. It's like, holy fuck. And to hear it first, and you guys hear it first, fire. 1, 2, 3, 4 5 submissions left. Up next, another personal favorite of mine. All you guys are my motherfucking favorites, but at the end of the day, like, there are always some artists where I'm just like, oh yeah, like, this is like a really talented motherfucker. Rude Boy Romeo is that case. Recently put one of their newer tracks on SoundCloud Sunday Volume 15, so if you haven't heard that, or if you want to submit for that, you go check it out. Rude Boy Romeo is the definition of a style that people say is dead, but it's really not. And it just gives me that great underground feeling. Early 2017, just great vibes. And people say that kind of sound is like dead or nobody can do it anymore. They haven't heard Rude Boy Romeo. That's facts. So, Thought 6, Prod Grim Skies. Grim Skies, they collab often, Rude Boy Romeo and Grim Skies. I feel like they're definitely a good duo, a great peanut butter and jelly pair, if you will. But 20 hours ago, 67 plays, 3 likes, 2 reposts. Rude Boy Romeo, Thought 6, Prod Grim Skies. Let's get into it. Minute 30, by the way, so let's see what kind of impression we can get.
So what? Love your ex still, like what the fuck? Never the answer, I'm only the bug. Leave me alone, I'll just sink to the drugs. Leave me alone, I'll just sink to the space. I'm feeling the break, it's like I cannot replace. You want me to stay, I know you want me to wait, but girl, will never work out, so it's all a mistake. You'll never just want me, I'm used to the pain. Just throw me aside and forget about my name. I'm only to blame and I'm never gonna change. It's just stuck in my brain and I'll never escape. Just never can trust shit, too deep in the drain. I'm seeming insane, fuck it, just leave me again. I'm stuck in the rain, this blood stuck to my face. I'll just be stuck in the shame, don't give a fuck what they say, I'm way.
Okay, wow. So, Rude Boy Romeo is another one of those cases where, like, you make the most out of your short fucking tracks. I believe it was Heretic early on in the show, where you just gotta make an impression, right? Like, if you're gonna have shorter length tracks like this, I really feel like you gotta make an impression. And this is such a story here. I really love the writing on this. The writing on this is what shines for me. But you guys know the drill. Beat, vocals, overall theme of the track. Let's fucking go. Beat choice here. I'm a huge fan of Grim Skies anyways, so solid beat choice. I feel like for what Rude Boy was going to write about here and perform on this track, I feel like this beat was perfect. Couldn't have been done any better if you're gonna ask me. Grim Skies is one of those really unique underground producers that just pulls a style of their own. Like, you could see the influence and things like that, but there's no like defining genre for Grim Skies or Rude Boy Romeo, if like we're being completely honest here. But if you were to put a stamp on it, R&B and soul is definitely the right tag I would put this under. But it's very alternative R&B vibes. It's below, you know what I mean? It's different. It's got its own lane. But overall solid beat choice. Really, really fuck with this. 100%. Just a big fan of Grim Skies in general anyway. Him and Rude Boy are definitely a personal favorite duo of mine, for sure. Vocals. Interesting, right? Because like at first you could say that the flow or like the cadence is like off-putting or whatever. But like if that ever happens in a track for me, then I'm like, okay, like say that's not like some of the shit that you're feeling. I go to like the lyrics next, and then I start listening to the lyrics, and then that's where it got me. I was like, this writing is really, really decent. Like it's fucking good. And I feel like Rude Boy's always been a good writer anyways, but this is one of those tracks where you're able to lay some shit out on the table, and I feel like this is again another really healthy way to express yourself, for real. But it just goes back to the instrumental, where I feel like it was a really great choice for what they were trying to do on this track. Rude Boy just has this sound of their own where it's not common, man. It's just not fucking common. But the mix overall, solid. I like how Rude Boy doesn't stray too far from what their IRL voice sounds like. It's not like drowned out by a mix or anything like that. Flows and cadence were like a bit like slower, but they weren't like it didn't drag the song down. And I feel like once you got into the lyrics, it made sense why the vibe is what the vibe is. Like, this is one of those tracks where you gotta like listen like through and through, and you'll be able to get a good impression on what the vibe is, you know? But overall, vocals and how they sit on the beat, perfect. Not too much clashing, and like I said, great beat choice. I like the sample here too. But I think another defining part though is the overall theme of this track. I think Rude Boy did a really good job on writing here. Rude Boy Romeo is just one of those artists where I feel like they use music to their advantage and can actually get a bunch of shit out and actually write about some shit that's going on in their life, or want to make a track about something that happened or anything like that. And it shows like the really healthy sides of music where like you can just get some shit off your chest, put a track out like this, and it tells a story, and it's so interesting to listen to. You know what I mean? Just especially like, I'm not a first time listener of Rude Boy Romeo, but I'm a first time listener of this track. So that's the thing, right? Like, people can relate to things in all different ways, and I think that's why I feel like you should always put out tracks, even if you don't like think they're gonna do well or anything like that. I feel like it's a really big deal. So shout out Rude Boy Romeo for putting this one out there and actually like being able to write some shit down and put it in a cohesive track and make it be structured and actually sound fucking decent. You know what I mean? But overall theme of this track is definitely Thoughts. Definitely one of the more heavier tracks we've had today, but I like it because you guys know, big fan of the emotional shit. But I feel like writing really shines on here. Really good story from Rude Boy Romeo, honestly. Big fan of this writing, without a doubt. So, overall, oh, and definitely bonus points for the cover as well. Great cover choice. Definitely feels like if the sample by Grim Skies would have a sound, this is what it would sound like. For sure. So, with that said, shout out Rude Boy Romeo. Thank you for the submission, homie. Everybody go follow Rude Boy. Follow him on SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter. You guys know the drill. Go stream their music. Really, really talented motherfucker right there. For sure. Thank you for the submission, homie. You guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the Music Mondays re-upload. Excellent fucking track. 1, 2, 3, 4 submissions left, and I believe we have another first time submitting artist. Docs1, Nasty Chops Beats, Port Town Underworld, Narco Saints. 20k following, 31k followers. Holy shit. You're gonna get vax, take vitamins, press, wear masks, and how to change. Why would you not want to? I mean, it's going on about COVID. Alright, we're not here for that. We're here for the fucking submission. Let's get it, baby. Nasty Chops Beats. Roses. First time submitting artist as well, so definitely get a good impression here. 2 minutes 17 seconds. Nasty Chops Beats. Roses. Let's see what we got. Okay, interesting submission here. I feel like Roses overall is a solid track. Covers definitely fire too. I have a couple thoughts, right? Definitely an instrumental only, so we're gonna break it down by the instrumental, of course, and the overall theme of the track. But this is one of those cases that I was talking about earlier where sometimes if you do instrumentals, it can get a little repetitive, and I think this is one of those cases where I would have liked to see a little bit more variables in here. I would have liked to see a little bit more structure that kept it fresh. But either way, Nasty Chops is definitely a producer that is knowledgeable. You can tell just by the way that this is mixed, the way that this is just sounding. It's very solid sounding. Definitely has a solid producer sound. I like the ethereal vibe that I do get from a lot of these synths here, and a lot of these sounds. You know, I think a lot of them are really good choices, and I think that's a really good indication of whether a producer is far along in their career or not. Is the sound choices that they have and the sounds that they choose to make beats with. And I think Nasty Chops definitely is an experienced producer without a doubt. But overall, I like the ethereal sound, I like the dreamlike sort of slow kind of banger vibe. I really fuck with that a lot. Um, and Roses is definitely a great name for it. I feel like if you're gonna be naming beats and putting them out as singles, I think you gotta name tracks and shit in a proper way. You know what I mean? The song creeps up on you, asking for the cigarette you are smoking. Whoever puts lyrics to this better match up with some sort of. Yeah, yo. I feel that. I feel that, Rose. That was a great description. Um, I agree, though. I agree. But overall, one thing I really want to tip Nasty Chops for is actually even having a Spotify as a producer. Like, I feel like producers don't consider themselves artists and need to. I'm a big fan on producers who treat themselves like artists. Um, as in, you can put out singles too. You can make tracks too. You can make shit that means a lot to you as well. Even just instrumentals. Instrumentals go absolutely fucking crazy. Um, so it makes me really happy to see another producer out here really putting out just instrumentals, projects, EPs, whatever, and treating themselves like an actual artist. Like I think that's a wonderful thing. So I gotta tip that from Nasty Chops. 100%. I gotta tip that. Um. So overall, A+ for me. 100%. I just like to see producers doing their own thing, and I think Nasty Chops has a really good vibe going on here. Like the fact that they're even uploading to Spotify and putting out singles like this is already a great indication to me that they consider themselves a legitimate artist, right? And I think as a producer myself, I'll always be on that side of producers are artists and need to respect themselves a lot more. And I think Nasty Chops is right on that road. So, with that said, shout out Nasty Chops, first time submitting artists. Everybody go show them some love. Follow them on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. You guys know the drill. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. I always enjoy first time submitting artists, man. For sure. For sure, for sure. Up next, we got the homie Rubes submitting a wonderful instrumental snippet on a audio platform. So let's check it out. We've reviewed Rubes a few times before. Always sending in raw instrumental snippets of recordings of all types of instruments and just really fun ideas that he does as a musician. It's definitely something that I feel like Rubes does for the proper reason, not to like take it serious or this, that, and the third. I think Rubes just really enjoys making music, and this is that case, man. So, just a quick minute snippet. I believe Rubes said it was recorded out in the woods. I'm definitely excited to hear this raw instrumental. So, let's get it. Oh, the end. The end was great. I'm a huge fan of the end. What was that played on, Rubes? That was awesome. Holy shit. Okay, so I like it. I like the fact that Rubes even has effort like this. Um, I'm just big on the ethic and the fact that people even record and just want to hear themselves play it on the show and just be talked about on the show, man. This is a pleasure to me. This is the side of music that's really raw and uncut, and a lot of people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there that really just love music. Simple as that. Simple as that. And I think that's something that people forget. You know, is to really love this shit, no matter what. And I think Rubes is a product of that. You know? But regardless, wonderful, wonderful fucking instrumental. Even a little bit of vocals in there, fucking just kind of doing some chill shit. Like, I pictured it in the woods either way, but it's just got that perfect, like, lone wolf vibe. I believe Rube's profile picture really fucking encapsulates this vibe. Like this is exactly what I picture. This is exactly what I'm picturing right here. 100%. Like, this instrumental is perfect for the kind of vibe I expect from Rubes, without a doubt. But overall, I really like this. For what it is, being a raw instrumental and a vocal snippet, it's fucking fire. Like, for so many reasons. Starting off, for one, not a lot of people would even have the balls to do that. Actually record this and have it be raw and unmixed and shit. So that's fucking fire. The fact that Rubes even goes out of his way and wants to show the Music Mondays podcast this sound, fire. And the fact that Rubes is one of the only people that submits raw instrumentals like this, fire. So without a doubt, such a pleasure to hear. Keep jamming, Rubes. Really, really fucking enjoy your shit. This is something that I would even work on, like, even as an instrumental. I would take this instrumental and make it a loop and totally make a beat on it. For sure. For sure, for sure. This is exactly the type of sound that I enjoy. So, awesome snippet, man. Awesome, awesome fucking snippet. And the, like, the premier voice recording service, like, motherfucker, don't ever say you can't record shit or do this or do that. Find a way, motherfucker. Find a way. And Rubes found a way, man. You literally can do whatever the fuck you want. So, A1 for the ethic, A1 for everything. Shout out, Rubes. Thank you for the submission, homie. Always a pleasure to hear your raw instrumentals. I fuck with that a lot. And of course, you guys know the drill. Follow Rubes. Every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And it's funny because Rubes isn't really like mainly a musician anyway, but it's like I said, like, they encapsulated like the raw kind of sound, you know, like a real raw love for this shit. And I think that's amazing. And we don't get much of that here on Music Mondays, so it's cool. I fuck with it a lot. 2 submissions left. I believe another first time submitting artist, Higher Ras Record Label Productions, Massachusetts. Interesting. Wanting You, available now on all music platforms. Music line, clothing, cosmetics. Is this? I don't. I'm kind of interested here now. What's in the link tree, boys? Wanting You, an upcoming artist and child of God, real Rasta man from the heart. Oh, okay. So it is an artist. All right. That's all I need to know. This is something that I want to talk about, since it's right in front of us. Don't fucking do this. Because when people that are looking for independent artists like myself or see this kind of shit, it's all on the same day too. Like, dude, you can't be doing this. Like, your media is ruined. Like, plays like this, right? Plays like this. Like, there's gotta be 100 fucking tweets right here. Like, say 100 people clicked on that one time. That 100 plays is not shit. You're not retaining fans. You're not retaining new listeners. You're not exploring anything. And anybody who is interested in you, the first thing that they're gonna see when they go to this media is this. Do you guys see how big this fucking page is, dude? Like, never in a million years would I recommend this as a manager, as somebody who's worked on multiple platforms for multiple years since early 2017. Never in a million years would I recommend this ever. A big no-no in the Zom book. So if you're an artist out there who's spamming links like that, at least fucking delete them so when somebody looks at your profile, it doesn't look absolutely ridiculous like you've been spamming unknown people with links forever. You know, like, really genuinely network. Don't just drop links everywhere and try to, you know, get fucking cheap plays. Like, don't do that, bro. Because people don't like that. People don't like, if somebody doesn't know you and you're just a random person and they're over here shoving links in your DM, bro, they're not going to fuck with you. But if you're like, hey, do you like this kind of music? Hey, do you like this? Or if you're trying to strike a genuine conversation with somebody, instead of just jamming links on their tweets, on their DMs, like, that's a better way to network. Like, those aren't social skills, dude. Like, social skills apply in music business as well, especially in the underground. And especially to supporters who don't make music. Because they don't fucking care extra. Like, you think artists don't care? People who don't make music definitely don't fucking care. They're going to look at you like a spam bot. So try to be genuine with your networking. Don't drop 100 links a day under 100 different tweets and try to get plays like that or try to get new listeners like that. Genuinely try to talk to people. Talk to supporters. Talk to listeners. Talk to other artists and see, hey, can you give me some opinions on this? Hey, what do you think of this? Don't just drop links under people's shit. Like, here, it's okay because this is what we do. This is what it's for. This is the submission tweet and the podcast. Absolutely. But as a first impression, when I went and looked at the media, and not even just high-res, like, literally everybody. Like, anybody who does that, this is not the first time I've seen that. 10 out of 10 do not recommend doing that at all. Just chill. Just chill. You know what I mean? Just chill and keep releasing music. You know, that's the thing. Like, you don't want just one song to have 1,000 plays, then you drop a new song and it gets 5. You know, like, you don't want to do that. So, there's a lot of in-depth reasons, and if you'd like me to go into detail about that, I can for sure do that next week. We'll have a great conversation about social media promotion, how to carry yourself on socials. We could totally do that, 100%. But regardless, first time submitting artist. Like the spam comments underneath YouTube comments that are the same link, but exactly, Rubes. Exactly. 100% agree with you. First time submitting artist, Higher Ras. Wanting You is a YouTube link. Great cover because it's their merch. Definitely a fan of that. Comments are turned off because it's a topic channel created by DistroKid, so that's okay. 19 likes. January 9th, so this month, we got a fresh track. Alright, I'm down. This could be decent. Let's go. Higher Ras, Wanting You, first time submitting artist. Let's get it.
Every time I see this girl, I feel great. Whoa. Looking at her face, my head fly to space. Yeah, 'cause she looks so fine, girl. You stay on my mind. Let her introduce you to my love book, girl. I'm going to make you read it, my girl, to make you understand how good your body look. Yeah. If I was a fish in the sea and you had the bait, where the rasa hook? 'Cause like a start of a car engine, I saw you turn me on. I can't keep calm. Every time I see this girl, I feel great. Oh, looking at her face, my head fly to space. Yeah, 'cause she looks so fine, fine, fine. Yeah, you stay on my mind, mind. Yeah, come and let me and you work out, my gal. You can call me Jim. Yeah, I love how you keep your body in shape. You're fit and slim. Wow, bounce like a basketball. WNBA, go ahead, Kim. A long time you want a real king, someone who can give you some good loving. Every time I see this girl, I feel great. Oh, looking at her face, my head fly to space. Yeah, 'cause she looks so fine, fine, fine. Yeah, you stay on my mind, mind.
Okay. Interesting track here. One thing, like, okay, we'll just start breaking it down. Instrumental vocals, overall theme of the track. Instrumental choice is A1 right here. Really like the upbeat vibe of this. Really like whoever produced this. They did an absolutely wonderful fucking job. I just need a drink of water. It's definitely one of those beats where it's just a good vibe. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely like a great chill vibe. So I fuck with it a lot. Very positive. Almost on the Rasta side, but not really. Sort of got this like alternative kind of crisp to it. But I feel like the instrumental is really one of the shining parts of this track, 100%. So shout out the producer. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. Especially like for like the vibe that they were going for here. I think Hi-Rez definitely really did a good job with this beat choice. But vocals are definitely something I want to talk about. I believe I mentioned it earlier in just putting a little bit more effort and oomph in your vocals. And I feel like Hi-Rez really did that, dude. Like, I love like the passion and like the like energy on the ad-libs and shit like that. Like, some people may think it's like too much or this, that, and a third, but I like it. I definitely like the energy here. I'd rather have energy than no energy. You know what I mean? Because artists usually figure that shit out on their own and kind of like sort of like figure out like where they want to be as an artist or like how they want to sound. And I feel like Hi-Rez is definitely on their way to making like a real passionate sound. Sort of like a modern Rasta sound, if you will. But overall, great structure. Hook verse hook. Definitely got a lot of like ups and downs with the vocals. Like it may pique people's interest, it may not. But overall, I think it's definitely a solid track and definitely is solid in the aspect of mixing. Doesn't sound too clashy, doesn't sound too loud. Definitely sounds very solid. Solid is definitely the word for this. But yeah, beats A1, vocals, lyrics A1. Overall theme of the track. Like I said, I really enjoyed the energy on this. The energy is a big deal for me, and I definitely like the energy on this. One huge thing for me is like sometimes with themes of tracks, like it can get skewed or you might not be able to like figure it out. But this is like an overall like just a simple track with a simple theme. Literally about wanting you, and I feel like sometimes when you write these kind of hooks, they can be rather difficult. Like if you're not like if it's not something that you've done before. So I feel like Hi-Rez definitely has like a lot of experience musically when it comes to writing tracks like this, because this is just really well written, and I like a lot of the bars and verses in here, like 100%. And the hook, you know, everybody's gonna have an opinion on it, but for what it is, I enjoy it. I think Wanting You is definitely like a solid, good emotional love track, but with a good upbeat vibe. So that's that. I definitely fuck with it though. Great first impression. Shout out Hi-Rez for the submission. Thank you, homie. Much fucking love. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Now, last but most certainly not least, Substance Abuse, Neb Supreme, SO Trey, Prince Po. We got a big track here. Let's check this out. I believe Substance Abuse is I believe we've covered them before. I'm not sure. If we have, it's been a very long time. It's definitely been a very long time. But let's check this shit out. From March of last year, Neb Supreme, SO Trey, Take It to the Bank, featuring Prince Po of Organized Confusion. Got the socials, got the tags. Piece of production, new styles, underground hip hop in the 90s, a duo, Organized Confusion. Wow. Okay, wait, check this out. This is interesting. Santa Barbara, California, MC Neb Supreme presents a Reckless Films directed music video for Take It to the Bank, featuring Prince Po of Organized Confusion, SO Trey of Substance Abuse, with production of Waste One. Prince Po together with Pharoah Monch brought new styles to underground hip hop in the 90s as the duo Organized Confusion, while SO Trey is best known as one half of Substance Abuse. Former URB Next to 100 Picks, whose 2006 album Overproof featured MF Doom, The Fear, Peace, wow, Motion Man, Cut Master Kurt, Roscoe, while 2012 background music featuring. Wow, so we got a lot of fucking what a nice little background right there. So if you've never heard of these artists, definitely got some good underground hip hop vibes right here, and just overall really good comments as well. I'm definitely excited to get into this. Let's definitely tune in here. Neb Supreme, SO Trey, Prince Po of Organized Confusion, Take It to the Bank, official visual. Let's crank this up. Let's put this shit. Put on 720. Full screen this joint. Let's go.
Check it out. Yo, to be frank, I always take it to the bank. And my currency's legit, so the rain don't need to gank. And the rain don't need to thank us for being pressure off the wagon. Is a team that seems to get the best of these nouveau riche geeks. And peeps will reach a peak. If you try to pull rank, I'll bank you in the cheek. If you try to pull prank, just know you're getting trounced. You got zero balance, I ain't talking about accounts. That you opened up at Chase, Wells Fargo, be a babe. Time to pay your karmic debt. Never thought you'd see the day when you be locked down with those other line frauds. Next will take it to the bank like driving on the car.
Are appliances powered by the spirit, a part of life's most priceless. Choose my dude exquisite with vivid colors that'll brighten your pivot, make you lose, shaking lackadaisical fools, babbling and never living. Nah, this song's a Kama Sutra to encourage a youth for their future. You ducking your crimey cause he's a moocher. While you faking the funk, we giving the funk stank. You going through overall withdrawals, we take it to the bank. You heard me, donkey ears, I take it to the bank. Universal soldiers aim for more and score from the paint. We entrepreneurs use a midget short of my rank. Legal guns not so for the seas, we straight to the bank. Prince Po still grinding for that boar's head cheese. While you caress and ass dogs, we slap and squeeze. Playing the mezzanine with Neb Supreme, spitting morphine to short cream. Respect the art form and get lead on.
deposits. But fuck it and fees, getting G's for each bar spit was the goal. But the dough we have gets saved by overdrafts. Hope they pay for these phonographs, cause y'all don't know the half about this banking system. How they steady ganking victims with my card like a shank in prison. Big thanks to Nixon and his offspring and government that's cutting money spent on social welfare and healthcare. But love when money's lent to these CEOs who send jobs straight overseas. We take it to the bank while you punks is blowing cheese. Not to be all cheap, but that stuff don't grow on trees. Occupy all streets with a bunch of broken seeds and demand some sort of payoff to avert the chaos caused by nerdy Bernie Madoff and them jerks that trade stocks. I guess it's worse to play boss when you a target for the feds, bagging white collar crooks. Now that's a job for me and Ned. Take it to the bank.
Wow. How fucking unique was that? Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so clearly we have some like classic fucking hip hop heads right here. Like this is some shit you don't really find every day. Nebs, Esso, and Prince Poe. Like what the fuck? Where do I start with this shit? So this is some shit that we don't really particularly get here on Music Mondays. There's been a few kind of classic hip hop heads that have submitted really decent tracks, but nothing like this. So fuck it. Let's just break it down by the scale. We'll talk about the beat, we'll talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of the track, and we'll talk about the visual here because I think this visual is fucking insanely well done. But beat choice here, pretty standard for classic hip hop. Has a lot of cool effects, definitely a lot of sounds that you, if you're a producer, you're gonna notice a lot of shit in the background that's pretty unique. I like the classical feel of this track. Definitely a modern version of classic hip hop, if that makes sense. It feels refreshed, you know what I mean? But overall, great beat choice for these three. I think it's a really great trio, and I think this collab here is really interesting, but we'll talk about that later. Beat choice. Yeah. 100% solid. Let's talk about vocals, though. Vocals, structure, and verses here were the epitome of, like just classic hip-hop at its finest. Like, I think the visual ties in with a lot of it too, though, but I just feel like these are just raw MCs that just love hip hop and love like rapping. Like they just love hip hop. That was a Jamulus 2 in one of those classic convertible cars, not the one that's souped up, but refreshing beat go with a nice motor, aka the vocals. I agree. Rubes has the best takes on how to describe some of these tracks. I completely agree. Just one of those classic like lowrider LA New York kind of vibe, and like even if you just look at the way that they're dressed and like the locations and what they're doing, like I feel like this is so classic hip hop. Like it's so like out of another world. Like I'm a big fan of it. I gotta respect people who still do this and artists who still do the shit that they love, man. Like I feel like this is like the definition of some like, you know, like I just do this because I love it, and like they're just keeping the sound alive, and I gotta respect that. Like even if you're not a fan of classical hip hop or you don't like listening to this a lot, you gotta respect the fact that they're keeping the sound alive. You know what I mean? So I really feel like that's a great thing. But overall, like I said, solid beat choice. Vocals are really great. I like this trio together. I definitely would like to hear more from them. I'm not sure if they have more recent tracks or one of them has more recent tracks, but overall, as a collab goes and how well they fit on the track together. I think Nebs did a really good job. So Trey and Prince Poe, like Nebs and Trey almost could have made this track alone together, but Prince Poe kind of gave it that like feature kind of feeling. Because Nebs and Eso are kind of doing their own thing here, but when Prince Poe comes in, I feel like it's more so of the feature, and he offers something extremely different to this track, which is solid. But overall, you got your really like standard hip hop feel here, really classic, and in 2021, that's pretty rare sight. So overall, as far as audio goes, visual aside, this is a really, really great trio collab. Well done. I like the structure. For 3 people, you got to make sure the structure's good. For 3 people, you got to, and they did. So I got to tip that. But overall, great hip hop feel, man. And they were going for a classical hip hop feel, doing the shit that they love, and I think they nailed it. 100%. 100%. One thing I do want to talk about though is this visual, and I was mentioning it to King Mark and Bloodcat about filming quarantine visuals, right? And like if you're working with artists that are, you know, across the country, I'm in Massachusetts and this one's in Indiana, or this one's in Cali and this one's in Texas, like you can still collab on visuals, and this is exactly the type of vibe I'm talking about. Like you could literally just film your verse and then 2 other artists film their verse, and you can just mash it together, and all you need is like these like angles, a couple shots, like extra a background filler. Like I feel like this is really, really fucking solid for a visual, like especially like a quarantine visual, dude. Like because like sometimes it's hard to fly out or this or that, especially as like an independent artist. Like it's not that easy to just get up and fly. So if you're working with artists that are kind of far away and you're like, shit, I want to do a visual, and you can't, you don't really have much of a budget, this is how you do it. This is 100% how you do it. Without a doubt. Like, work ethic here is A1. Like, I really fuck with this a lot. This shows a lot of effort. And it's just cool to see classic hip-hop being kept alive like this, man. It really is. So, shout out Neb Supreme, So Trey, Prince Poe. Thank you for the submission, homies. Much fucking love. Shout out Substance Abuse. Shout out everybody involved with that visual. That was fucking excellent. And per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our review section, man. We reviewed like 12 artists tonight. And earlier in the show, I had a few listeners and a few artists suggest that we should do top 3 tracks for the night. I won't do top 3 in any order because I feel like putting them in 1, 2, 3 orders would kind of be shitty. So let's just do the top 3 submissions that I think were my personal favorites of the night. And we'll tweet them out in a few minutes and conclude the show. But overall, it's only because I'm number 1. Let's fucking go, Rubes. You fucking owe me. There was a lot of bangers this week. I do like Rubes' track though, just because it's the raw, like instrumental kind of vibe. I'm really big on that. Okay, so 3 choices here. Number 1, I gotta go with the King Mark Unreleased with Bloodcat. Like that was an honor for Mark to share this private link with us and let us premiere this here on Music Mondays. This will be dropping probably sometime next month in February, so be on the lookout for that. One of the top 3 is definitely King Mark, for sure. I'm definitely putting Black Cash on there because of this instrumental and the storytelling. Black Cash and King Mark are definitely 2 for me. And it's either Bloodcat or Lord Heretic. Or Offspring. Somebody's got to get like a bonus or something like that. But Black Cash, King Mark, and since Bloodcat's already featured on Mark's track, we'll definitely go with Lord Heretic for the top 3 submissions for this week. Just personal favorites of mine, no bias. Every single artist on here was absolutely fire, and I'm just grateful to promote you guys, and really happy to be listening to these tracks, man. 100%. Oh, I think the bonus will go to Rude Boy Romeo. 100% bonus listen for sure. I'll figure out the tweet format, but fucking excellent, man. So top 3 submissions for this week: Black Cash, King Mark, Lord Heretic, and as a little bonus, the homie Rude Boy Romeo did an excellent job on the writing this week. Really love your track. So, ladies, gentlemen, everybody else, that is going to conclude our 2.5 hour banger. Sometimes it's pretty crazy to think that like our show is getting to this length now. It's just really crazy. It's just awesome. I have such a good time. Like, sometimes I'll just wake up tired and I don't want to do the show, and then I get on doing the show and it just puts me in such a better mood. Glad you guys could be here with me. Shout out to everybody who did submit this week and submits every week. Just a little closing statement here. Every artist featured will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. The YouTube re-upload will be on the official Music Mondays YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe. It'll be available this Saturday. Submissions open for episode 55, which will be next week, tomorrow. So if you're looking to submit for next week's show, submissions open tomorrow. Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday, volume 16 submissions. If you'd like to get in our SoundCloud playlist, make sure you submit there as well. And of course, on screen, allmusicmondays.com. Follow us at All Music Mondays. Lots of updates coming, lots of shit coming. I'm going to be working on some exclusives. I'm going to be working on articles, and I had a couple other things. Next week's show, either way, is going to have a lot of good topics. And it's just been great, man. It's just been great. So shout out to anybody who came through today, showed love. Thank you for tuning in to episode 53. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, follow, drop a like, drop a comment. Tell me what I should do better. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you think Music Monday should cover. And all that wonderful stuff. So, without a doubt, Mark, Rubes, Spider-Man Dev, Rude Boy, King Heretic. Shout out anybody who came through, showed love tonight. Thank you guys. That was awesome. I'm going to be streaming right after this in about 10 minutes. I'm going to be speedrunning some variety games. But that does it for episode 54 of Music Mondays. Make sure you follow me on socials at ZomSlays. Follow All Music Mondays on pretty much every social. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. All links are available on our socials. And lots of big shit coming this month. Lots of big shit. So, see you later, January. I'll see you guys in February, next week, next Monday. Submissions open tomorrow. Be safe. Shout out to everybody who came through. And I love you guys. I'll see you next week for episode 55. Later, 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 later.